All right, welcome back to season 3, episode 3. So we got San Jose Tech going against Army here. We got second and 21 after that sack, and then they end up getting it. They drive down, and on a fourth down, they end up getting it to Tuttle. I can't really tell who's better this season, Tuttle or Gaskin. They're both going to be head to head this season, so we're going to see who really comes out as the leading receiver. The Army does a weird decision to throw that ball there straight into a DB from San Jose Tech. So then they kind of punt the ball here. They get the ball back, and Villa gets the first down and more, getting them down to the 35. Baskerville gives the handoff to Green. Green makes a nice cut, getting them the first down and more. Baskerville is trying to look for something deep here. He airs it out to Dickey, a nice back shoulder throw right over the DB, and the DB got to make a better play on that. And the defense from San Jose Tech has been pretty good here. They have really well-disciplined run fits here, and they end up getting that stop. They punt the ball. Baskerville trying to roll out to the right, trying to get something here. Doesn't see much of anything, so he gets that ball to the first down marker, but he gets strip fumbled. Nice play from number 6 from Army here. And you know what you're going to see here in the MAC is that they're not going to be that many good O-lines, but San Jose Tech's DC has been a great schemer all season long, getting these second and long, third and long looks, giving the D-line easier time to get to the quarterback here, as Baskerville has beautiful protection in the pocket here, and a little bit too far led of a throw, but honestly it's not a terrible throw. I think the receiver has to make a better play on that. We end up getting the 6 points without, I think they tried to go for 2. I don't know what they were doing there, but we get the first down on 4th, and then Green and Baskerville kind of make their little drive all the way down the field and end up getting a score 21-6. And honestly, it's interesting for them to go for 2, but they end up kicking the PAT this time, and he airs out to Gaskin. Gaskin makes a nice move, getting to that outside left, and the quarterback just puts it right on the money. Oh, that was Maiden, sorry. So Maiden got subbed in for Baskerville. San Jose Tech gets the win over Army, and Gaskin has is the player of the game here, obviously. Richard Young getting the first handoff. But yeah, Baskerville and Maiden have been kind of these revolving quarterbacks here, as a nice touchdown thrown. And Richard Young's going to get down to 35. But yeah, Baskerville and Maiden have been this interchanging quarterbacks, and we're going to see what San Jose Tech can really do from this point on. And a nice throw, honestly, just got to be caught. And talking about quarterbacks, Anderson on 4th and 15 is going to roll to the right. He's going to try to find somebody. And, earlier on, I really didn't like how Anderson was playing. But you know what? Oh, nice run. Nice run by Richard Young. But yeah, honestly, earlier on, I didn't really like how Anderson was playing. But as he's been playing more and more, I really kind of believe in him. I don't know if Florida State still believes in him. That's unfortunate. Throw out of a sack turns into a pick 6. No way, that chubby guy. Oh my, he's going to get extra cheeseburgers tonight. Oh, no, Richard Young gets him down. Good play. Yeah, so they sub in Creel. So as I was saying that I still believe in Anderson, they don't like that fumble or that interception, because they end up scoring on that drive. So 7-7. And Duke is an underdog for sure. Underdog, probably an understatement, but as Creel's getting this team down there, and Richard Young gets that first down and touchdown, and Creel's gonna throw this ball up to Leacock, and he's gonna get a nice gain there down to the 25. But unfortunately, they don't end up scoring, and then the defense gets the ball back, and they end up getting a field goal out of it. But Creel's, he's not gonna be undetermined here, and he's gonna keep trying to fight for this, as Richard Young makes a nice move to the right side, burning number 11, getting that touchdown. And now it's 21-10. They get the stop on defense, and a nice throw by Creel gets almost. I mean, honestly, it was a nice throw. Cross body all the way to the other side. You really can't ask for a better pass than that. They end up getting the stop on defense, and then Creel, kind of goes all the way down the field and lasers it between 3 defenders. I mean, I think Creel, even though I was just talking about Anderson's potential, Creel, I mean, that's a bad miss there. They end up scoring on that miss, and then on 4th down again, a huge catch by Collins, and Creel's gonna look and gets intercepted as well. So it's 28-17 is gonna be the final score. Pretty sure they don't go down there. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, so too little too late for Duke, but great performance by Florida State. I think we just gotta find out who's going to be the quarterback? I mean, Anderson and Creel have been intervolving just as much as Baskerville and Maiden. You know, it's just two quarterbacks with or four quarterbacks with two organizations that just don't know what they want to do with, you know, their quarterbacks yet. And, you know, it's kind of hard to rely your entire program on a guy when you're uncertain, you know, and you always want to change it up. Like right here, Creel gets subbed out. I mean, Anderson gets subbed out for Creel immediately. Didn't even finish the first drive. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. And he gets intercepted on the goal line. So it's kind of hard. You know, they end up getting the 3 points, so 7-3. And Creel gonna roll to the right. He's gonna see a wide open Collins to get down to the 1 or the 2, sorry. And on third down, Richie Young all day. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be hard for San Jose Tech and Florida State to really rely on a single quarterback if both of them are kind of in similar, you know, stages in their collegiate career, and that you don't really know who's a standout guy. You know, the athleticism similar, the arm power similar. It's kind of hard to tell who's going to be the main guy. Leacock, what a play on him. I mean, underthrown ball, but still, what a great play by Leacock. I mean, getting down, you know, not showing the receiver your hands. And Leacock's been a silent killer. I mean, even though you're seeing these big plays here, his name's not really that popular thus far. Anthony with a nice reception and a nice move by Creel to extend the pocket, and they end up getting the score with Richie Young. But yeah, Leacock's been a silent killer these last couple of years. I mean, these last couple of seasons, but so has Hamilton this season at least. And as I'm saying his name, I mean, I'm telling you, he's always going to be, you know, just like a little chip damage guy. But then, you know, you let him too loose and you think you got the space over top of him, then you get the, you know, the big play over top. They run a play action, they get sacked, but then they run another play action. And Creel's trying to look for something, but he kind of realizes he crossed the line there when he didn't want to. It's all good. The defense gets to stop, and a nice ball by Creel. I think Creel is going to be for sure better than Anderson, even though I liked how Anderson's progression was going. And Leacock, another huge catch. I mean, this is what I'm talking about with these huge catches, man. You know, when you got reliable hands like that and you got that speed taking out the defenses, you know. So yeah, Florida State ends up getting that win over Nebraska there, and really a shell of themselves. You know, Nebraska beat Pasadena last season, I believe, and it was a pretty bad one. And but now this season they're not as hot, I'm pretty sure, because they lost their quarterback, you know, Patrick Mahomes Jr. So they're not going to be as lethal. We got Kansas versus Pasadena here, but yeah, no, Nebraska's for sure a shell of themselves, and you can see it there. I mean, Florida State just took it over the whole game. Nice sack by the defender here, and another pressure makes them punt. So, you know, another up and coming guys or that defensive line. I mean, that defensive line is for sure going to be something that's going to be big in this season. Vasek, you know, especially, and Charles takes us all the way. I mean, as you've seen, he's a potential Heisman finalist here, and he shows you why. Looking like Ashton Genty. A nice move by the tight end though, or receiver. I don't know. That's a big receiver though. Vasek and company comes down there, and you know, Vasek, like look at the pressure he's going to be applying here. A nice ball by Kansas quarterback though, and they're going to get deflected, so they get up no points, 7-0. Still the score. Pugsley trying to look for something here. He sees a man wide open in the middle. It's Ridley. You know, Ridley's even a nice, you know, substitute, even though for some reason he always gets subbed out for Austin Clay. And maybe it's because Austin Clay is, you know, nostalgic and they like having the veteran presence there. And Peterkin, nice catch. Always going to be a reliable hands to go to, especially on those 3rd and 4th downs. You know, he's got that speed to get away from those DBs. And huge momentum breaker for Kansas right there. I mean, that sack was huge by that D lineman. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's my guy. And a nice move by Peterkin, making it look pretty easy. So maybe Kansas is kind of fraudulent, and never mind. I don't know why. And I'm telling you, man, every time I speak, things happen, man. You know, it's just like I call people a fraud, and then immediately they score. But, you know, it's all good. Peterkin on a short route again, making a nice play, getting 30 extra yards off of that play. And then they run their favorite pitch play, and, you know, Charles is gone, and he does a little dance, you know, does a little dancey dance. Kansas trying to run something of their own here, and they do. Oh, that safety and corner, they need to be fired. I mean, I don't know who is their tackling coordinator coach. Like, I don't know who does these defensive drills, but they need to get fired immediately, because what was that? Nonetheless, though, nice play by the running back here. Bush gets a nice little play to him, and a nice, oh my god, that's a perfect throw by Pugsley. I'm really hoping that Pugsley stays. Good throw to Matt Penny, making it 35-14. Looks like a draw here, and that draw looks like it was a nice play call. I think the Pasadena defense was ready for pass, and they made a nice play there. Lawrence trying to find somebody in the zone. They don't find anybody, and they see that the Kansas State quarterback takes advantage of the confusion there. Another big pressure by Vasek, making the field goal, making this game 35-14 or 35-17 at the last position of the half. And Charles trying to find a way to get to the, oh my, what a nice move there. And yeah, I mean, Heisman finalist for a reason, you know. You kind of give people a fright by even making a single move. Joey Bush, huge season for this true freshman here. I mean, you're going to see him open all the time, and he rarely drops passes, and he gets the score right there, 49-17, or 24, sorry, because they don't get stopped. But nonetheless, you know, the defense played pretty good here, even though they allowed up 24 points. That's mainly because of the corners, or the DBs have not really been that season, but our D-line looks very good. Peterkin looks open down there, and Pugsley sees it as well. And Pugsley throws that pass to Peterkin. He dives for the pylon, getting the touchdown. And the quarterback takes calls his own number, and he gets drilled, but still, nice game, 30 yards. And he runs to the left crossbody, and he throws a nice pass over Gill. You know, Gill was a big recruit that we got, and oh no, we just lost our D tackle, man, and bruised. Oh no, I think that was a bruised elbow. I'm not sure, but hopefully he's gonna be good for the rest of the season. I'm hoping, because he's been a huge part of this team. And you know, 77-41. You know, we're just gonna skip through that because we won. Huge game, 359, 19-10, 4 touchdowns. That is a future Heisman finalist right there. Everyone's gonna, you know, celebrate with him. I mean, look at him, bro. He's just took 2 just untouched plays to the house there, and it's just, you're gonna see why he's a true threat to any defense. And I'm really hoping that our D tackle stays healthy. I don't know the status on it yet, but hopefully he does remain healthy for the rest of the season. But nonetheless, we have to focus on the South Dakota State game against Rice. This should be a blowout game. I don't really think it's going to be a huge game. You know, Malik Clark and Flowers have been a huge electric, connection this entire time, and I think that's not going to change here in this game against Rice. I don't really see Rice doing anything. A nice TFL and another TFL, so back-to-back 3rd and 20. They end up getting the stop. They punt it, but Nelly's first play is a run, getting a nice 10-yard gain and making it 15 almost. And a nice tackle by that Rice defender, but nonetheless, still a nice game. Flowers showing his elusiveness, and he's going to go all the way to the house. Great step up there. You know, he sensed that there was pressure coming from the outside, and he thought they had gone too far afield, and he looks like he was correct. Rice makes a nice pitch to his running back. Running back probably should have took that outside, but that dude looks like he's hella cheeseburger, so he wasn't going to go anywhere. But 33 goes somewhere. Oh my, he took it down the hash and goes all the way to the house, and Malik Clark can't catch him either. That dude, he eats freaking white monsters for breakfast, you could tell. And Flowers looking for something here, and he sees Harrell coming back. It's a nice veteran play by Harrell coming down to the ball, giving Flowers an easier throw to throw, and a nice ball by Flowers, on the run, just Mahomey-like, straight to Harrell, doing a little juju on that beat, making it 21-7. Same running back that just got that touchdown, trying to get something else going here, but I think the running backs are going to be more, or the linebackers are going to be more dialed in on that run game, because that was embarrassing. They probably got chewed out by their head coach back there, and a huge play on Hunter. He stiff arms a man. What a dime from the quarterback, and what a play by the receiver. I mean, great hands, great moves, good stiff arm. But Wilson didn't like that, and Wilson takes this all the way down to the 5. They run their favorite jet sweep to Benelli, who's a potential finalist for the Heisman as well. Chauncey Cobb coming in on 4th down, which is an interesting call. Maybe it's because he was tired. Benelli was tired there, but still want to have my best guys on 4th down there, especially on the goal line in a tight game like this. And their Rice quarterback, trying to find something to throw here, and he throws right over top of their best linebacker here besides Nelson. And Franklin trying to make a tackle. No one can make a tackle. 84 is making people miss and getting down to the 40-yard line. What are we doing? Great blitz. Great blitz by Joel. I mean, what a play. That causes the field goal. And a nice kick, so that makes that 21-17 there. Not an easy kick, so nice one there. And Flowers airs this out to who else? To Malik Clark. And he gets this all the way to the house pretty much. No, he gets out to the 1. And Benelli gets the score. So another touchdown to add to his campaign there. And 33, looking for another house call, but not going to happen. I think that was just a fluke. And we're going to see that I jinxed that there. Nope. Great gain, 10 yards. Quarterback trying to get this score by the end of this half there, but he kind of forces this to Malik Clark. And, you know, he has certified hands on each side of the ball. Gets that interception with 30 seconds left. Flowers going to roll to the right. See a wide open, looks like Benelli. Thought that was Harrell for a second. A nice little RPO to Malik Clark, and they're going to get this score 35-17. And we're going to try to see if they can get a score. Oh my, what a block. He just took, I don't know if that was Nelson or somebody. That was terrible. He pump fakes the read option. So uneventful for Rice in the right before the half ended there. But a nice stop by the defense, almost intercepted by the linebacker there. And Benelli gets this nice pitch play. He's gonna go all the way. How's he gonna turn that corner, man? Chavez needed to work on that speed training, man. That boy Chavez just got dusted. Oh, nice blitz by Joel again. You know, Joel has been beautiful on blitzes all season long, whether it's TFL, sack, QB pressure. He's always been there, and he gets that stop, giving Flowers a nice chance to get this score up here to 49. And we're gonna see. Looks like he's gonna do just that because him and Harrell connect for this catch, getting down all the way to the end zone, makes this 49. And looks like this is pretty much gonna be pretty easy, I think. I mean, it's 49-17. I don't see them blowing this lead, but you know, Rice quarterback has a pretty good cognitive thinking here. You know, he's very complex, and he's also a physical guy. You know, I was just about to say he knows how to read a defense and break it apart, but he also knows how to stiff arm a man and go to the end zone. I mean, what the hell? I ain't never seen no quarterback from Rice doing that. And a nice play by Rice's D lineman on third, making it fourth. And Flowers, nonetheless, makes the extended play and hits Benelli. They call it inbounds, which I think it was, and it is. So they go down on 3rd and 5. Almost was an interception. Get a nice little lucky break there. And Harrell breaks a tackle, getting the first down. A very clutch conversion. They end up scoring there, making it 56 and 33. Oh my God, 33 is gonna get another house call. Oh my, yeah, that blocking from Rice, the tackles and guards have been beautiful all day. But you know, Malik Clark didn't like that, so he takes a score just for a cherry on top of his game there. I'm pretty sure he has 3 up to this point, I believe, or at least 3. And Rice goes back to 22 breaking tackles as well. I don't know what's up with these Rice rushers, because no matter who rushes that ball, they're always going to be breaking tackles for some reason. And Benelli's wide open again. I mean, they need to get somebody on number 10 over there. You know, number 10 is a problem, and I don't think they really watch film and study for number 10, because it looks like number 10 is having a field day out there. And the Rice quarterback just takes the ball all the way down to the 20, to the 15. Yep. I don't know what's going on with that rush defense from South Dakota, but it looks pretty sad out there. And Rice just running some meaningless plays here, just trying to get something, maybe a score, but it doesn't matter. They get the sack, and they're pretty much just stat padding the South Dakota D-line, because I don't know what they're holding that ball for. And Hunter gets the interception, so he gets his get back, not on that same receiver, but he still gets that get back against the quarterback for throwing that bomb on him. And on the last play of the game, Benelli trying to get this catch, but it's an underthrown ball by Flowers, and they get picked off all the way down to the 35. But it doesn't matter, because 70-31 is still a great performance by this team. And yeah, 500 yards, 80 completion rating, that's huge. You know what I mean? Like, that's next level stuff right there. And I think South Dakota is very lucky to have this quarterback. Obviously they developed him, so they deserve it. But huge game by Flowers here, and Malik Clark and Benelli. I mean, that triple threat there is just insane. We're looking at Kent State versus San Jose here coming up next, and we're gonna see Villa a nice little dump off type of receiver. You know, you always see him open on those thirds and shorts there. Great ball. It fitted in to get that 7-0. They end up getting a stop against Kent State. They run to the 50-yard line, and on fourth, clutch reception from Green, that running back, they put him out wide, and he gets tackled for a fumble. Huge play, but they end up getting a stop again, so it didn't really matter on that turnover from the defense, and Dickey takes the top off, and a nice pass from Basketville. And I'm wondering if they're going to stick with Basketville here, or they're going to stick with Maiden. I don't really know what the game plan is, you know. I was trying to talk to San Jose's quarterback coach and OC before this game, but they kind of kept it hush-hush. Maybe they didn't want Kent State to plan against a certain quarterback, so they're just going to, you know, it's a game-time decision. So I guess Basketville is going to be cooking here. Makes this 14-7 after the defense couldn't get the stop. They're kind of driving for their third touchdown of the game. We're going to see Gaskin wide open down to the 30. Or the 20, sorry, and then Green gets a handoff, gets a huge TFL by the Kent State linebacker. Doesn't matter, though, because on third down, Villa always there, always open, and Green gets a nice touchdown, scoring it 21-7, sorry, and they end up getting the stop again. I mean, Kent State's quarterback offense not been that great. Huge catch by Gaskin, trying to reach for it, a little bit risky, almost getting it down to the end zone, but gets down to the one. As Gaskin gets a targeted throw to him, he drops it, and the DB makes a clutch catch, intercepting the ball, getting a foot down, but that stop did not matter. But looks like they could get a stop here on third down. They don't, obviously, and Tuttle gets this jet sweep, making it 28-7. And I think, you know, Kent State's defense is not terrible, even though Gaskin just took the top off, making it 35. But really, what's terrible about this team is that offense. I mean, when you're, you know, yeah, I know 42 is bad, but they only allowed 2 touchdowns in garbage time. So great plays by San Jose Tech, but you know, Kent State offense needed to really lock in there. I mean, defense only let up 2 touchdowns on a pretty good new program in San Jose Tech, and they end up holding them only to 28 in the first 3 quarters, or pretty much the whole fourth as well, except for that last 2 minutes. And we're going to see Colorado here making a nice drive for themselves, and that was about to be an RPO right there, straight for a touchdown, but D lineman kind of gets there, making a field goal, making it 3-0 here. We got Charles doing what he does, just going yard every time he touches that football. Penny getting that first down, and Pugsley's just been a search in this whole time, and Joey Bush, absolutely insane true freshman, always breaking tackles, always open, always catching it. He's just a reliable guy, you know. I would be surprised if he goes in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft here very soon. And Charles makes a man totally miss. I mean, that dude's in a different area code by now. And he goes all the way to the score, making this 14-3. Defensive sec makes a nice hit on the quarterback, but the quarterback makes a dirty throw. I mean, between 2 defenders, getting them down to the 20. Nice sack though, and the running back kind of breaks all the way outside, getting a huge gain down to the 1 basically, and a huge pancake on that freshman Frank Chick, and they end up scoring 10-14. And Pugsley trying to force a ball, great play by the defender of Colorado, getting that interception there, and Cooper Wade trying to air this out one more time. And honestly, another great ball, should have been caught, but receiver wasn't ready for it, and that DB also wasn't ready. You know, a great connection by Matt Penny and Pugsley there to get that huge gain. And it looks like Peterkin does a similar play, and they don't end up scoring there. I think we get a turnover. So we get the stop, they get the stop, and now we're back on offense, and a huge air it out moment for Peterkin. And another good play for Joey Bush. I mean, Joey Bush taking this defense out, bro. And we got Peterkin, I believe. Yep, Peterkin, nice play there, getting in between 2 safeties and getting that whole shot that Pugsley loves to throw. And Jamil looking like he's going to get another big gain here, all the way down to 30. Pugsley on 4th down, a huge reception, getting it down to Penny. And rolling to the right, kind of trying to get some extra time here, and he hits Jamil for the end zone, getting the score. And then Austin Clay, I believe, getting it down to the 1-yard line. And Matt Penny finishing that drive off, making it 42-17. Peterkin getting that nice little pivot route there. Pugsley trying to make a nice fit ball, and he gets it to the right pylon. Another great play by that freshman. I'm telling you, that freshman, even though Jamil is the star player of this team besides Pugsley, you know, Jamil just really playing his part here. And as we say his name, there he is again. Yeah, he's going to be a force for sure. For sure. Him and Bush. And Charles again. I mean, he's always doing something. Getting down to the 30. And it's a nice wrap up to the game there. Pretty easy win over Colorado. Not really that insane of a team to play, so it's nothing too impressive by the Pasadena offense, but you can definitely see that we're just as explosive as we were last year, and probably more than so, because we have Pugsley really leading the charge there. And Basketville trying to get something here, doesn't get anything, so they end up scoring a field goal, and South Carolina does the same. They do back-to-back field goals. So South Carolina's defense has been playing pretty good so far, and so has San Jose State, because they do San Jose Tech, do the same thing, because it's 6-6. Dickey makes a nice connection with Basketville, and Basketville hands it off to Ajayi, and he dives over the end zone. And I think they get this another score as well. They get the nice stop, and Villa goes all the way to the house, making this 20-6. Get another stop. South Carolina makes a nice pressure on third down, making it fourth. And Basketville trying to throw something, but he kind of throws underneath. I think he forgot about the six. I don't think he remembered where they were. A little slight miscommunication there by the receiver and the quarterback. And on fourth down, Gaskin, clutch play. I mean, it's 12-20. Huge close game here. And Gaskin, the sophomore, kind of takes the game over. And a huge sack by that nose tackle there. I think the center got beat. So it's a 27-19. And Basketville try to make a move for some reason, and he gets short, so they end up scoring. So it's now a tied up game, 27-27 here, and they're probably gonna go to overtime unless this one play kind of takes it all the way, and Dickey doesn't have a chance at it. So Basketville and this San Jose Tech offense have the first bat at offense, and a great run, a great route to run there. You know, great scheme and great route by that receiver there, and Ajayi gets that interception, and Patterson, a clutch, monumental interception, giving the Sailors the win in overtime here. You know, in spectacular fashion, and you know you could tell the entire team is very hype about that. Ajayi with that touchdown, but you know Patterson, what a way to read the quarterback's eyes and really get in front of that ball. Definitely a special night for that entire team there, and as you see, they were all glowing with happiness there. And you're going to see Arizona going against Pasadena now. It's going to be one of the easier games of the season for Pasadena. I don't think it's going to be too serious, but nonetheless, we're going to figure out now. And Charles is going to get a nice little run here, and they go back-to-back because they've seen the potential in the mismatches on the defensive line, and they do exploit it all the way down to the 8, to the 8. And then Pugsley going down. Nice little throw, angle route to Jamil, and he kind of breaks the tackle, goes all the way to the end zone. And then after that, they kind of make some miscues here. 2 interceptions back to back, so it's 14-7. But they get the stop, and a nice run by Jamil gets them down to midfield almost, and Jamil breaks between 2 players all the way to the end zone. I think they try to bracket him, but it didn't matter because he's just too quick, too elusive, and a nice ball by the quarterback here. And Pugsley tries to do it one more time, and he does. Beautiful ball on the left side shoulder. And Pugsley not fighting anybody. So with 14-14 on the line, he gets that first down. And he has that ball off to Jamil, getting that 21-21 score. Defense couldn't hold it up here, but they're trying to get a last-second touchdown before half. And Jamil is going to do just that because he's going to get down to the 4. And Jamil gets the ball to end it off. I think Pugsley knew that he deserved it out of anybody else, and then Jamil just takes off on the entire defense, taking it all the way to the house, making it 35-21, kind of breaking away from this Arizona team. This 5-5 Arizona team did pretty good in the earlier stages of this game, and even later stages. I mean, maybe it's because Pugsley had a bad game here. I think this might be his worst game of the season, throwing many interceptions. Maybe just being a little bit careless in his progression read, because we're 10-0 and they're 5-5. But you know, when you have a running back and a receiving talent like what you have at Pasadena, you kind of can get a little bit complacent there. Great play by 17 getting that blitz there. But again, doesn't matter. You're going to just get toppled over. And even though this is still a close game, 49-42, but Pugsley's been here before, and he gets the touchdown in the end zone, making it 56-42. Coach and quarterback Pugsley shake hands, and a nice game. I mean, 304, 22 attempts, another great game for this Heisman finalist so far. And to end off the season, we have FTA Atlantic, so another big opportunity for Jamil to just get nothing but yards. And I think that's what the offensive coordinator has in mind for this game for Jamil. Jamil's been playing immaculate all season, and I think if anyone on this team deserves to get that Heisman award, it's going to be him. A nice stiff arm. And the running back Keegler kind of had to sub in here because of the touches that Jamil got. And Jamil, nice end zone catch, making it 21-7. And I think FT Atlantic's not going to be that big of a threat here, I don't believe. So, it's not going to be that difficult on defense. I hope it's not. Even though they do score twice, 28-14, they air it out to Jamil here, getting a nice touchdown to kind of end the half off, I believe. Unless, oh no, we end up getting a stop, so they get another touchdown to Jamil. I mean, they're going to feed him this game for sure, 42-21. And Jamil kind of splits the entire defense, takes it all the way to the house, 49-21. And they definitely scored a lot more than I thought. 21 points is pretty good on this Pasadena defense. I definitely thought the defense was going to hold them to a little bit less, but we are scoring really fast, so they've been on the field probably the most of the game here. Jamil getting a nice reception on a slant route, getting another handoff, getting another touchdown, making this 63-21. I think defense locked in a little bit. Maybe coach got on the sideline here. Maybe I went over there and just started yelling at him. I'm not really sure yet. Boom, gets a nice little pitch play and goes all the way to the house. And yeah, I think I definitely was yelling over there. I don't know. I don't really remember this night as a coach myself, but since I started complaining, they started to lock in. So I think, yep, held them to 21 the rest of the game. I think I for sure was telling them some scholarships are about to get pulled if we start just getting the score ran on us by FLA freaking Atlantic over here. But yeah, huge game, 84-21, 386, and 11 touchdowns in the game. Oh my. Yeah, so that's going to be the end of the regular season. Stay tuned for our playoffs and off season. Stay tuned who's going to be in, who's not. And you already know Pasadena's going to win this ring.